but you triggered something in me because one of the great insights that I have learned from you and that you provided me is this idea of access. And you brought it up in one of your last podcasts where you talked about, hey, these people who you consider elite, they don't have a problem with acquiring new knowledge or new skills. What gets in the way is accessing those skills. So is that what you're talking about here with the ability to be able to access that by asking myself that question?
No, I mean, that's different. I mean, you don't have to access it. When you ask yourself the question, it's just the nature of the question. I mean, instead of asking the question, how can I not feel dejected when the company fails, rather than asking that question, ask the question, why do I feel dejected already, all along? That's the question. So as for skill acquisition versus skill access, that's a question of performance. So when someone is not performing well, the performance community and the coaches and the sports psychologists and the business coaches and the motivational speakers and whoever it is, they're all singing the same tune. They're all talking from the standpoint of, well, you have to go back and work on your technique, and you have to work harder, and you have to improve your skill. And well, let's once again look at the evidence. If that was the case, then they would never play well, right? If it was a question of skill acquisition, then they wouldn't have one great game and then three bad games. Where would the great game come from if the skill wasn't there? If it hadn't been acquired, it shouldn't have any great games. But that isn't the case. They'll have great games, and then they'll have a bunch of lousy games. So that means, according to that logic, when the person had the great games, the skill was there. And then when they had lousy games, the skill disappeared, and now they have to go back and learn the technique all over again?
Or relearn something.
Wow, you relearn? I mean, do you relearn tying your shoes? If you've been doing something for 25 years, you have to relearn it? When just last week you performed fantastic? So between last Wednesday and today, you lost the skill? Like you were walking down the street and it just drifted out?
Well, do you believe in complacency, that at some point success becomes more of a curse?
That's a different question. I'm talking about, where did that skill go between last Wednesday and today?
I'm sure it's still there. Right? It's
It's
a matter of me recalling it or accessing it, like you're talking about.
Right. That's my point. So the skill is still there. It hasn't gone anywhere. So if the skill is still there, why is everyone working on acquiring the skill again or acquiring more skill? Why is that the question that is being asked? That doesn't make any sense to me.
So what's the question that you're asking?
Why is it that I'm not able to access it?
And what often gets in the way? I know it's
Everything
personal.
Everything but technique. So let's if the bleeding's in the head, we'll get to what part of the head the bleeding's in, but can we first move away from the leg?
Sure.
Right? So if everyone's already going back to the coach or to the business guru or whatever it is, what do I have to do and what's my 5-step plan?
The business guru, right? Because the business guru has all the answers.
Well, the business guru has all the prescriptions.
And we all fall for it.
So,
it sells books.
Yeah, well, not only fall, people ask for it. So no one really gets anywhere. This is all just a scam. Everything in this society is a scam. From the government to the FDA to sports coaching to business coaching, it's all a farce. There's nothing real here. It's just swirling muddy water because and it has nothing to do with intelligence. There's nothing to do with people not being smart enough. There's nothing whatsoever to do with that. No one's interested in asking the effective questions, the real questions, the questions that actually get someone somewhere. because everyone's interested in working on stuff all the time. Everyone's interested in practice. And everyone's interested in, following sort of the guidelines of what to do and what you should do. And everyone's got a, technical instructor and everything. It's sheep following sheep.